Camera. Okay. Yay. Hi, everyone. Good little group today. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Everyone can hear me? Okay.
We're ready
core. Love core so much. Let's do it. Do you guys all have blocks or something you could use as a block? Yes? Okay. Okay. So grab your block or something of the like. I'm going to mute everybody. And I'll spotlight myself. Spotlight. Actually, I don't know. You guys can spotlight me, right? Because it's not letting me do it for some reason. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, let's do it. So go ahead and let's start lying down today. So grab your block or whatever you're using as a block and just have it somewhere handy. You don't need it just yet. And then go ahead and just lay down. Just getting my... I just use my phone over on the side in the video for myself. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and lay down. And as you come into just a supine position, might feel really nice to stretch. So maybe you want to take your arms and legs long. Maybe you want to hug your knees in, kind of rock a little bit side to side, give your back a little massage. So anything that would feel good, just stretching your body. You've been at a desk all day this morning. Maybe it feels just nice to stretch and lengthen everything out. So do whatever feels good. And then come to constructive rest pose. So just with your feet on the ground, knees bent, and your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And you can either let your knees fall in towards each other, or you can just keep your feet rooted and keep your knees facing up. But if your knees were to fall either way, you want it to feel like they would fall in. So this is ideally opening up some space just in your low back and your pelvic bowl. So you can bring your hands down to your belly and just rest your hands on your belly, kind of around your sacral chakra area. And see if you can just start to feel your inhales move all the way down. So feel your belly expand up into your hands with each inhale. And then with each exhale, just feel your belly drop down towards the ground. So just start to bring a little more awareness to your breath. Maybe you close your eyes if you haven't already. And perhaps you even visualize your breath. And next time you breathe in, fill up very intentionally as big as you can. And then take a moment to hold in that fullness. Maybe even take an extra little sip at the top. And then big open mouth sigh, just let it go. And then do that twice more. So inhale, fill up. Hold in that fullness. See if there's any little extra breath you can find. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Let it go. Last time. Fill up. Take a pause. Hold. And when you are ready, just let it go. Sigh it out. Very nice, friends. Start to drop in now to your ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose with a gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So see if you can start to hear that oceanic sound of your breath, that whisper noise. You're using the same muscles in your throat as you use when you whisper. So stay connected to your breath, to your own rhythm. And just draw your knees in, both knees. Draw in towards your belly, hug them in, and rock side to side. Locate your block or your prop and bring it in between your inner thighs on the skinniest setting, the skinniest width. And it doesn't have to be all the way up as close to your pelvis as you can get it. It can be closer to your knees, just whatever feels best. You want your knees about hips width distance apart. So if it works better to bring your block to the middle width, that's fine if that works better for you. Everyone's kind of working with their own block and they're all a little bit different. So not super important, but you just where it is in your legs, but you want to make sure you have something to hug into. So knees over your hips and then shins parallel to the ground. Flex your toes back and just bring your arms out to both sides. Your palms can face the sky. Seems simple, but if you do it correctly, it's really targeting our lowest, deepest abdominals, which are super hard to target. So I want you to just squeeze your block, and then on an exhale, lower your heels to the ground or as close to the ground as you can get them, but you're using the mobility of your hip joint. So nothing else is changing except this hip joint is moving. So we're just lifting and lowering at our own pace, keeping our spine completely neutral. If you can't keep your spine neutral, then only lower your heels as low as you can, keeping your spine in this neutral position. So it requires drawing your belly button down towards the ground as you lower. Make sure you're not straightening your legs and you're not moving from the joint of your knees. This isn't from your knee joint, it's from your hip joint. So the only joint that we're using here is our hips. Everything else is still. Keep the flex in your feet and keep squeezing your block and keep breathing. So exhale to lower, navel to spine. You want to feel like there's a brace around your middle, and then inhale to lift. Lift and lower. This should feel hard. If it doesn't feel hard, there's probably something that you're missing. Keep squeezing your block and just keep that mobility coming from your hip joint. Make sure you're not arching your back when your heels hit the ground or get near the ground, but you're pulling your low back down, navel to spine. Take about 3 more. And then after you've taken your 3 more, come back into just that reverse tabletop position. So shins parallel to the earth. And then extend your legs straight up towards the sky. Squeeze your block, reach your arms straight up towards the sky. See if you can lift your upper body and touch your toes. Keep holding, squeeze your block, touch your toes or get as close as you can. Pull your low belly down. Breathe, squeeze, lift. Take one last round, navel to spine. And release, set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Scoot your block up closer to your pelvis. We're setting up for bridge. So heels straight down from your knees or right underneath your knees. All of your toes face forward, arms by your sides. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. And then as you inhale, lift your spine off the ground, one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, if you want, you can kind of work your shoulders underneath you, move them side to side, and then maybe even interlace your fingers. Hold here for about 5 rounds of breath. Press down through your heels and the inner edges of your feet especially, and then really squeeze your block. See if you can pick up your toes and spread them apart. Breathe down into your belly. Breathe down into the front of your hips. Soften your face and press down through the back of your head so your chin is lifted out of your chest. Take your last couple of rounds. And then, staying in your bridge position, if you have your fingers interlaced or your shoulders underneath you, just work them out from under you. Stay in your bridge position, but reach your arms straight up towards the sky. Take one last inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher, press through your heels. Exhale, slow as you possibly can, lower down one vertebra at a time. Good. And then when you get to the very bottom, go ahead and remove your block, set it to the side. Tee out your arms, bring your feet to the width of your mat, but keep your knees bent. Windshield wipers side to side. Slowly, intentionally, with your breath. And you can always slide your feet further away from your upper body or closer to your upper body and just see how it feels different. All right, my friends, we've got more core work on our backs. Just feels nice to lay down, so I'm gonna have us laying down as long as possible. Just kidding. So same placement of your block, and then this time, so you can choose if this feels too hard what I teach right here, then go back to what we did before with your knees bent. That's totally fine, and you still get so much out of it. Otherwise, we're going to extend our legs up. So legs will be straight this time, or as straight as you can get them without pulling on your low back. So bend your knees as much as you need to. I have to bend my knees quite a bit. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and then lift your head off the ground and see if you can lift all the way up off your shoulder blades. Once your shoulder blades are lifting, just relax your head into your hands. So it's like your hands are a hammock for your head. Stay here with your head lifted. Take a great big inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your legs as far as you can towards the ground without letting your low back lift. So navel to spine, squeeze your block. And inhale, lift your legs back up. Same thing, exhale, lower. Navel to spine, pull your low belly down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Squeeze your block, pull your low belly down. Don't let your back arch away from the earth. Inhale, lift. Go at your own pace. Keep your head relaxed into your hands, shoulder blades lifted if possible. Moving with breath. If it becomes too much, bend your knees just like we did before. All the mobility here is coming from your hip joint. Keep your feet active. Flex your toes. Breathe. Take about 3 more. Keep squeezing your block. All right, next time you lift, stay here. Everyone extend your legs up. Reach your arms up. See if you can touch your toes, and then see if you can tuck your tailbone and lift your tailbone off the ground. Squeeze your block, hold. For 3, squeeze, breathe, 2, and 1. Woo! Oh my gosh, okay. One more bridge pose to stretch. Core is so hard, you guys. Arms by your sides. If you want to adjust your block, bring it closer to your pelvis, go for it. Tuck your tailbone on an exhale, scoop it off the ground, and then inhale to peel your spine off the ground. Maybe work your shoulders underneath you again. Maybe interlace your fingers. And then remember, most of your weight in your heels, inner edges of your feet. Pick up your toes and spread them if you want. Breathe into your low belly. So stretch now that low abdominal wall. Hug in with your inner thighs. Breathe all the way down into the front of your hips, those hip flexor muscles. Back of your head is pressing down, chin is tilted up. Last couple of rounds. And then just like before, we're going to reach our arms up. So work your shoulders out, reach your arms straight up. On an exhalation, slowly lower 1 vertebra at a time. It's like your spine is a string of pearls. Lower 1 pearl at a time. Okay, this time remove your block and just bring your feet together, knees apart, Supta Baddha Konasana. You can adjust how close or how far your feet are to your upper body. And bring your arms out to your sides or down by your sides. Somewhere. Somewhere out there. And palms facing down this time. So you're going to push into the ground when we lift our butt. So what we're going to do, we're pressing our heels and we're pressing our palms down. Exhale. And then inhale, lift your butt up. Lift your butt up, lift your butt up as high as you can. Squeeze your outer glutes, lift, 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 lift your hips. It's like somebody's trying to push your knees towards the ground and you're pushing against them, lifting your hips up. Take one more big deep breath, squeeze your heels in, lift your hips up, squeeze your outer glutes, and then let it go. As you come down to rest, option to just kind of let your knees flutter up and down like a butterfly, little bounces. If this bothers your low back at all, scoot your feet further away from your upper body. We'll do 2 more rounds just like that. So exhale, press your heels, press your palms down. Inhale, lift your glutes, squeeze your outer glutes. So some invisible person is pressing the insides of your knees down and you're pressing against them, lifting your hips, lift, lift, lift. Breathe, take one last huge breath, squeeze, lift, release. Flutter your knees if you want, couple big deep breaths, just let it wash all the way down. One last round. So exhale, press your heels, press your palms. Inhale, lift your hips as high as you can. Squeeze your outer glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See if you can lift higher just a tiny bit. Press your heels, squeeze your outer glutes. One last round. Let it go. Good job, you guys. Lift your knees up. Draw your knees in. Squeeze your knees towards your belly. Rock gently side to side. Okie dokie. We're going to find our way up to hands and knees. So if you want to, you can rock forward and back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rock it out. So as many rocks and rolls as you would like. And then eventually we'll rock up across our ankles and just roll over our feet. I'm going to turn around because I like to look outside. So once you're on your hands and your knees, you guys, you know the drill. Just intuitive movement. So cat-cows, always a great place to start. And then you can start to just really feel into it. Maybe circle your hips, maybe come forward towards a cobra or an up dog. Maybe sit back into a child's pose. So no right or wrong here, just feeling into your own body. Maybe taking a little more time to stretch through your front body, that abdominal wall that we really just work those muscles there. So anything goes. It's all up to you. Feel into what your body wants. And not just what feels good, but what feels stiff, what feels tender, sore, tight. And then let's say just in your next 3 to 5 breaths, downward facing dog. Sometimes I feel like I could do this intuitive movement for like the whole hour. I just think it feels so good. So I hope that for you guys, it also feels good. I feel like a lot of times when people start to do yoga, this type of intuitive movement feels super uncomfortable. People get really self-conscious. Try to get out of your head, get into your body, just feel like you're a 4-legged animal, 4-legged creature. And then once you are in your down dog, same thing. Just keep feeling around, breathe into it, walk it out. So I'm going to guess most of us now are in down dog, really working to the length from your fingertips up to your sit bones. Maybe pedal out your heels. Just feeling into all that space inside of you. Feeling a connection to your center. So as you are lengthening, you should feel almost as if there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, pulling up and tugging back. If you can't feel that, my invitation for you is to bend your knees a lot and even lift up to your tiptoes. And then really, as you press into your hands, really reach your butt back and up. See if you can feel a connection to your center. And then keep that connection as you just work your legs a little bit straighter, perhaps. Let's take 1 or 2 more breaths into our down dog. And then just in your own time today, friends, find your way up into a forward fold at the top of your yoga mat. Just hang out in your fold once you're there. Maybe a little ragdoll. Maybe hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Good. Let your neck relax, head heavy, face soft. On an inhalation, find your halfway lift position. And then on an exhalation, let it go, fold back in. Let's do that one more time, halfway lift, lengthen out. And exhale, let it go. This time we'll take it all the way up. Arms to the sky, so rise up, reach up, maybe even gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up. And slow dive. So just flowing with our breath for a moment. Halfway lift position, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat. Take your vinyasa however you want to. So feel free to add a couple push-ups. Take it on your knees. Take as much time as you'd like in your back bend of choice. And then eventually downward facing dog. Let's inhale, right leg to the sky. Stay here and hold, or exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, back up. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, back up. This time we'll step through, so exhale, knee to your nose. Step forward softly. Rise up to your crescent lunge. So feel the strength in your legs, your foundation. Little tone in your belly, navel to spine. So you want to feel that support through your low back. Heart lifts, maybe your gaze lifts. Feel just as strong through your back leg as you feel through your front leg. So your weight is nice and centered. Take one more big inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to take a turbo twist to our right side. So left arm forward, right arm back, bend your back knee to a hover. Squeeze your inner thighs and energetically try to pull your front hip back. Broaden through your collarbones. Reach through your fingertips. Take one last breath so you can get a little lower through your legs. Inhale back to crescent, reach up, stretch. And then exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh. Lean forward, maybe even bring your back foot forward an inch or so. So we're preparing for our balance. Draw your belly button in and up. Hug your inner thighs towards midline. So we're connecting the center. As you are ready, just lean forward more and float your back foot right off the ground. Try to keep your spine long. And then if you want to stay here, perfectly fine. You're amazing. If you want to, you can add some arms. Maybe both arms forward, maybe both arms out, maybe one arm forward, maybe arms back. Hands to prayer. Maybe fingers interlaced behind your back, who knows? So do you, your expression, whatever that looks like for you today. Feel into your pose, take one last huge breath. And then listen, we're gonna come up to high mountain pose. So standing at the top of your mat, arms to the sky. Pinky fingers spiral in towards one another. So not palms forward, but palms face one another. And then see if you can let your shoulders soften. Take one more inhale here, just standing, reaching up with awareness. Exhale, side body stretch, either side first, I don't care. You can make it your own. Take just a moment, breathing into that long side. And then come through center on an in-breath. Other side as you exhale. I get so confused with sides when I'm teaching Zoom because Can't remember if it mirrors for me or not. When I'm in person, I mirror, like I say the opposite, but on the computer, I can't figure it out. Come back to center, breathe in. And then let's just exhale all the way down. Halfway lift position, inhale. And then exhale, hands on the ground, feet to the back of your mat. Take your vinyasa, or if you'd rather skip it, straight back to down dog is fine. You do what works best for you today. Downward facing dog, ujjayi breath. Just kind of walk it out. Feel into right side versus left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Stay here and hold, or exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left to left. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then last one, we're taking our leg forward, so knee to nose, scoop out your belly, then step forward softly. Rise up to your crescent. So really take a moment to find that stability through your legs. Yes, good. Inner thighs hug in. Back leg just as strong and supportive as your front leg. That little tone through your belly, lift through your heart. One more big inhale. Exhale, turbo twist, right arm forward, left arm back knee bends to a hover. Imagine you're trying to pull your back thigh forward. If you want to modify, you can always bring your back knee to the ground ever so gently, no big deal. So squeeze through your inner thighs, use your core to twist. Take one more big deep breath. Inhale, crescent, reach up. Exhale, hands to your front thigh, lean forward. And you might even scoot your back foot in like an inch or so. So preparing for our balance, navel to spine. Hug in with your inner thighs. And as you are ready, just lean forward and back foot floats off the ground. Like a long, strong line from the top of your head back to your right heel. Choose to add arms only if you want to. You can make it playful. Good job. So your fullest expression, not the fullest expression, your fullest expression. Take one last huge breath. See if you can come up to high mountain. So standing at the top of your yoga mat. Arms reach up, pinky finger spiral in. Just be here, reaching up, standing, rooted through your feet. Soft through your face. Try to feel into your personal, most neutral spine and pelvis. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, side body stretch to either side. Just one breath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back up. This time let's add a little baby back bend. Cactus your arms, curl open. Exhale. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, slow dive. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Vinyasa however you would like, or skip it. This time end up in a child's pose. So give yourself a moment here. Just rest. Reconnect to your breath. Maybe a couple big sighs out your mouth. Tabletop position. Hands and knees. All right, from hands and knees, take a moment to find a lot of support through your arms and your core. So spread your fingers, push down through your hands, draw your belly button in and up. So your low back feels almost like it's puffing up just a little bit. Gaze down, back of your neck long. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back, spinal balance. So long, strong, straight line of energy from fingertips back to your heel or your toes. Take one more in breath. Exhale, elbow to knee. Curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend, long, strong, and powerful, like you're moving through honey. Elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And one more. Exhale, elbow to knee. Slow motion. Inhale, reach. Now as you exhale, reach your right arm back. Bend your left knee, heel towards your glute. Lift your heart. So press into your left fingertips, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Maybe this is where you stay, totally fine. If it is available to you, grab your foot or your ankle, and then gentle leverage. Kick foot in the hand, pull hand back into foot, hug in with your inner thighs to protect your low back. Breathe down into your belly. Take one last huge full body breath. And then slow release. Final balance. Reach long and strong. Inhale here as you exhale one more time, elbow to knee. Re-extend. And then lower it down. So from hands and knees, right leg straight out to the side, out to your right side. Setting up for thread the needle. Left arm straight out to your left and then up. Breathe in here. And exhale, thread it through. So coming down to rest on the outside of your left shoulder and your head. If you don't like having your right leg extended out, you can bring your right knee back down to the ground. And then just focus on really breathing into your back body a lot. Take about 2 or 3 more deep breaths. If your right hand does happen to be lifted, set it back down. And then on your next inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up one more time. Yes, and then left hand down. Pick up your right foot, swing your right foot off the left side of your mat. And then see if you can kind of pull your hips over to the right. Gaze back over your left shoulder, look back at your tiptoes. You might lean, you might round or arch. So see if you can feel into this in your own way. One last round. And then tabletop. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip, bend your knee, reach it out and up. This might feel really good, and maybe this is where you would like to stay. Otherwise, option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you, right arm forward, heart forward. Lift your hips. So try to get any flexion out of the front of your hips, any bend. Then breathe all the way down into your belly. Feel the strength in your back body. One last round if you're in the back bend. And then bring it back and just a regular down dog. Walk it out, everyone, in your down dog. We've lost half the class, you guys. So you're the troopers. Hopefully they just have like meetings or something. All right, one more inhale. And then exhale, look forward, step to toe or hop top of your space, forward fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, take it all the way up. Arms reach up. Hands to heart as you exhale. Inhale, stretch tall. Side body stretch of your choice, either side first, you do you, exhale. Through center, breathe in. Other side, breathe out. Inhale, center. And little baby back bend, cactus, your arms curl open. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, re-extend. And slow dives. Your butt out, heart reaches forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, and you choose vinyasa or skip it. Take a moment to rest in your child's pose. So eventually just hips to heels, forehead to your mat. Give yourself a moment to just ground, to rest, to breathe, to feel. Ah. Tabletop, hands and knees. So again, take a moment. This is not a simple pose. It seems so simple. It's just hands and knees, but there's a lot we can pay attention to. So spread your fingers, push into the ground, get that strength through your arms, through your pectorals, even your chest muscles. Draw your belly button in and up. Keep your gaze down so you're not cranking your neck to look forward. So you always want the back of your neck to feel nice and long. Left arm forward, right leg back. Left arm, right leg, spinal balance. Long, strong, powerful line. See if you can spiral your palm to face in, your thumb to face up. Press back through your back foot like you're stomping it on an invisible wall. One last in-breath. Elbow to knee like you're moving through honey. Exhale. Inhale, long, strong, powerful line of energy. Exhale, curl in, hollow out. Got 3 total. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, elbow to knee. Push the ground away with your right hand as you curl in. Reach, lengthen, breathe in. And exhale, working towards our half bow. Left arm reaches back, right knee bends, heel towards your glute. Lift your heart, gaze forward. Great place to stay. If you can, grab your foot or your ankle. Gentle leverage to work your pose a bit deeper. Hug in with your inner thighs. Tone in your low belly. Lift your heart. Breathe. One last round. Your personal fullest expression today. And then slow release back to your spinal balance. Strong line of energy. Inhale. One more time. Elbow to knee should feel nice now. Inhale, reach. Tabletop, lower it down. Left leg now straight out to the left, toes face forward. Right arm straight out to the right, and then all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. And anywhere you want to take it on this side. Slow, steady breaths. Good job, you guys. If you do happen to have your left hand lifted, bring your left hand back to the ground. And then with your next inhale, unthread your right arm. Reach it out and up one more time. Up, up, up. And then right hand down. Pick up your left foot. Swing your left leg all the way over so it comes off the right side of your mat. I like to curl my toes under. Some people I've noticed untuck their toes, so you can feel into that too if you want. Pull your hips to the left as you gaze over your right shoulder. So lengthening through your left side. Maybe rock forward or back. Just feel into your own body. One last big deep breath. Tabletop. And then downward facing dog. Walk it out in your dog pose. All that length, all that space. Great big inhale. Exhale, look forward, however you want to get there, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet all the way to stand. Arms reach up, stretch, lengthen. And hands go heart center. One last time, breath to movement. Inhale, reach up. Side body stretch, either side first. Exhale. You can change it up. Inhale through center. Other side, exhale. Inhale, center. Baby back bend, cactus your arms curl open, exhale, navel to spine. Re-extend, realign, inhale. Slow dive, exhale all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa your way. This time, just meet back in downward facing dog. And I just realized, you guys, I forgot to give you that hip opener on your left side. So just for a moment, we're just going to do it right now. So left leg up and back, and then open up your hip, bend your knee, open it up. So great place to stay. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, flip your dog. Oh, heart forward, hips lift, back muscles strong. If you're in the back bend with me, 1 or 2 more breaths. And then everybody just come back to a downward facing dog and walk it out. So if you just kept your left leg extended, your hip open, just bring your left foot back down, walk it out. If you feel like, oh, I need to kind of reset, you can rock forward to your plank, take a quick vinyasa. We're just moving into our pigeon pose on our right side, you guys. So whenever you're ready, just take your right leg up and bring your right shin forward. If you are somebody who likes to take this pose in a seater on your back instead, please feel free. So pigeon pose, right side. Set yourself up intentionally. You guys are all super familiar with this pose. So take your time and then just focus in on your breath. Anytime, big, huge sigh out your mouth feels so good, I think. About 3 more big, spacious breaths. And then let's slowly begin a transition back to down dog. You can get there however you want to, so please feel free to do it your own way. I'm just gonna lift my upper body, take it back to a 3-legged dog, and give my right leg a nice little shake out. You want to move through a vinyasa, you're more than welcome to on your own. Next couple of breaths or so, just downward facing dog. Okie dokie, let's go for the left side pigeon pose. So as you are ready, just left leg up and left shin forward. Feel free if you'd rather take it on your back or in a seat. Totally fine with me. Please honor your body. And sometimes one side feels completely different than the other side. So do listen to that. We're not usually, we try to make ourselves even on both sides, but our sides have different things going on. So we don't always need the same thing for the exact same amount of time. I'm gonna guess something around 3 more breaths. When you feel ready, start your transition back to one final downward facing dog, however you want to get there. And if you want to move through one final vinyasa on your own, please feel free. And then, my friends, we'll just find our way onto our back. So however you want to find your way all the way down onto your back. Yay. Once you're there, just draw your knees in and gently rock it out. Let your knees fall to either side for a supine spinal twist of your choice. So your knees can just fall to the side, or if you want to cross your legs or extend one or both legs, feel free. Make sure your breath is still there and it's still moving all the way down into your belly. With each exhale, just kind of let your body melt a little bit more. And in your next couple breaths, slow transition to the other side. So don't just plop your legs over to the other side, but take a moment as you come through center to kind of neutralize, rock. Give your knees a squeeze, maybe take a big full body stretch. And over to the other side as you're ready, and big, deep Buddha belly breaths. And when you feel kind of, sort of even on both sides, back to center. Oh, anything you'd like to finish off your own practice. So take a few different just finishing stretches, movements. Happy baby is always a good one. So just finish off your own practice for yourself. Eventually come to rest in either corpse pose or whatever position would just feel good. And I'm going to share this reading with you guys. I really like this. I don't even know where it's from, but it's about being willing to be human. I think a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect, and we're human. We're not supposed to be perfect. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to give ourselves grace and be compassionate. So it just says, I am willing to sound dumb. I am willing to be wrong. I am willing to be passionate about something that is not perceived as cool. I am willing to express a theory. I am willing to admit that I'm afraid. I am willing to admit that I am afraid. I'm willing to contradict something that I have said in the past. I'm willing to have a knee-jerk reaction, even a wrong reaction. I am willing to apologize. I am perfectly willing to be perfectly human. So as you settle in here, just let your breath be effortless now. Let go of any effort, any control. Just let yourself rest in all of your beautiful humanity, your humanness. Nothing to fix or change or control. You are already perfect as you are. You are already whole. Just feeling into that. I'm leaving for my Sedona retreat right after this class, getting on a plane. So I'm going to leave you guys here to just rest for as long as you have. And then when you feel like you need to move on with your day, just take a moment to close your own practice for your own self in a way that feels sacred or resonant just for you. So thank you so much for letting me guide you today, my friends. And I'll leave you here. Namaste.